Welcome back to Money is Blind podcast. I'm your host. My name is Prasoon, and this is the show where you will learn how to become an entrepreneur, even if you are differently able. Even if you can't see the world, you will have a vision to change the world. You will have the vision to solve a problem for which you were born. Yeah, that is what this podcast is about. And it is almost 12 a.m. and today is the 5th of December 2022. And Brazil is going to face South Korea in the FIFA World Cup in the pre-quarter match. And that match is about to kick off in half an hour. And I'm not planning to watch that match, but yeah, just to give you a context, this is the 9th episode that I am recording continuously on 9 consecutive days, and I wanted to do an episode today also, and so that actually motivates me because I think I underestimated my willpower. Yeah. So whatever it is, I am proud of myself because this is the 9th episode and it is 9 days running. And today I'll be talking to you about accessibility features in your smartphone. So if you are wondering which phone to use to become an entrepreneur, the short answer is it doesn't matter. If you are comfortable using an Android phone, you are on the right track. On the other hand, if you are comfortable using an iPhone, you are also on the right track. So the short answer is your device and the software it runs does not matter. What you need is the right mindset to get the things done, to complete the tasks, and to build your business from scratch to a profitable one. And for that, you will need technology, modern technology, and the new smartphones. Modern day smartphones are capable of providing you all the necessary information, and this is particularly useful when it comes to building an online business. If you're trying to build a brick and mortar business, if you're trying to build an FMCG business, or if you are trying to provide a traditional service based business, then also you need some softwares. And since you are blind or visually impaired, you might need another person's help, or some apps might not work as you intended it to work. Some might not be accessible. Some apps which have very high reviews in App Store and Play Store, and some which your friends are using, you might not be able to use them because they are not accessible. So in this episode, I'll be talking about my experiences of using both iPhone and the Android phone. I have used both the devices. I have used 3 or 4 iPhones in my last 10 years, and I have used 2 or 3 Android phones also. And I find iPhone to be a bit more comfortable because they are my daily drivers. I use it on a daily basis, and the Android phones, they are my secondary phones. They are also accessible. Talkback has improved a tremendous deal in the last couple of years, particularly in the last 2 to 3 years. And I think both talkback and voiceover makes iPhone as well as Android phones an important tool in our hand to communicate with the world, to access all the information that we need to build our business, to gather all the skills to make our business thrive by itself. So if you are on an entrepreneurial journey and if you are on crossroads trying to decide between iPhone and Android phones, my suggestion will be that you should try both of them. Try both and find out which one you are the most comfortable using on a day-to-day basis and use it to get all the work done. My friend, you don't need the latest and the greatest. Right now I'm using an iPhone 11. I bought it back in 2020. It's like almost 2 years ago. Before that I used to own an iPhone 7, which I purchased in 2018 or 2017. And right now I had a guest tonight. It was my cousin, and he had bought an iPhone 14 Pro, and that's the latest iPhone. And every time I see an iPhone, my mind actually goes to imagines or visualizes myself owning that phone. But today it didn't happen. I didn't feel like that I wanted to own that phone, but because even though the phone that I'm using is 3 generations older, I found that the features and the software and the abilities of both the phones, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone Pro 14 Pro, were pretty similar. The changes, whatever improvements that has happened in the last 3 years, are mainly in its speed, the RAM number, and the camera module. And these are things that as a visually impaired person, I am the least bothered about. So it doesn't matter to me which iPhone I'm using. I just need a phone to get my things done, to set my business up and running, and that's it. It's primarily a communication device, and that's all. So even if I am using Android phone as my daily driver, that would have been the same case. I would not have gone to buy the latest and the greatest Samsung Galaxy S22 and all, because the latest phone that I owned, as the latest Android phone that I owned, was a Nokia 6.1 with a 4 GB RAM and a 64 GB storage disk. So the point that I am trying to make in this episode is that whichever phone you are using, that device which is sitting in your table or in your hand right now is more than capable of getting all your tasks done. It is not just for sending messages through WhatsApp and scrolling the endless feed of social medias in Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and then pressing on like buttons and commenting and sharing useless posts and kitty posts and all those kind of stupid things. But in addition to that, your smartphone is by far the most important tool which is going to make the transformation for you, to help you make the transformation from being an ordinary person to an entrepreneur. So how do I use my smartphones? What are the apps that I use on a day-to-day basis? The apps, it's the topic for a separate episode. I primarily use my smartphone for making tasks completing the task, setting up reminders, checking email, sending messages, for socializing, for scheduling tasks, to attend meetings, to write down notes. It acts as my second brain. I have two note taking apps. One of them is Evernote and the other one is Apple Notes. I also used Keep Notes by Google and I found it very similar in functionalities and utility wise. So thing is that whichever app that you use, uh, just try it out and check it if it is accessible, if it is easy for you to use it, and if the answer is yes, stick with it. Don't think that a particular app or a new software is going to come and make dramatic changes in your life. Don't think that a single software or an app is going to save you time and money. We have limitations. We have visual impairments. Some of us are blind. Some are legally blind. Some are differently abled because of our eye conditions. But that doesn't mean that we need to develop a separate software in order to use our smartphones, because both Apple and Google, which are the parent companies who build voiceover, and Google has taken over Android and they build TalkBack into every Android phone. These softwares are built in, and ever since these accessibility screen reader tools have were launched, it has seen significant improvements in every update. And if you think about it, the new iPhones can recognize what is in the picture in a photograph. Previously, I needed to use an app called as Seeing AI by Microsoft in order to read the text in a photograph which I received through WhatsApp, or a photograph that I see in Facebook or Instagram. But now that feature is built right into every iOS software. The changes, the improvements that has come into both iPhone and TalkBack is huge. So right now we are in a stage where we are overloaded with features, but yet we are not using all these features to make our lives easier. Yeah, so coming back to the topic, which are the other apps that I use? Apart from using mail and calendar, I rarely use the calendar app in my iPhone. I use Google Calendar. It works for setting up events, for reminding me of repeating tasks, and to notify me whenever there is a meeting that I need to attend. I use the camera app in iPhone to shoot videos, to take B-roll videos, and sometimes it is the primary camera that I use for recording videos which I publish in the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel has been going good. We have now more than 250,000 subscribers, and I haven't used YouTube's video promotion or YouTube Google Ads as such to grow my channel. I know I should have done it earlier, but I wanted to see how it grows, how long it takes to grow the channel organically, and that has helped me a lot to make changes to the thumbnail. I have changed the style and formatting of the title, the description, everything. It has helped me a huge, tremendous deal. Yeah. What if you're using Android? Almost all the apps that I mentioned that I use in iPhone are also available in Android. And believe me, most of them are accessible by TalkBack. I don't use the other accessibility apps like Zoom and Magnifier and High Contrast because all the smartphones that I use, they are always in the dark mode. I never switch to light mode in none of my phones, and it saves me some battery as well. I haven't tested how much benefit I'm getting by switching over to the dark mode, but it is easier on my eyes, and sometimes I'm able to identify lines of text, but I'm not able to read it. And that is possible only because the screen is in dark mode. Magnifier I don't use. Zoom no. The other hearing accessibility nothing. Thank God my ears are working just fine. Even if you're using an Android phone, you need not worry about it because all the apps that you need to make your transformation from being a person who asks a lot of questions and keeps on thinking without taking any action to a person who takes action, to a person who tries to solve a problem, to becoming an entrepreneur. You can do it with an Android phone as well. What is the takeaway from this episode? It actually doesn't matter which smartphone that you're using. All you need is the right mindset. You will need a computer. So I talked on this topic earlier in the first or second episode. I use MacBooks. I also used Windows laptop, and I found that both the softwares are pretty similar these days. None of them have a significant edge compared to the other when it comes to accessibility features and getting the work done. So you can expect an episode on which type of laptop you should choose, the configuration and all. Yeah, I'll definitely do an episode on that topic. Meanwhile, if you are more interested in iPhone apps or in Android apps, you can do one thing: press the follow button or the subscribe button in whichever podcast app that you are listening this podcast right now, and visit moneyisblind.com. You can find a form there. You can subscribe to my newsletter and send me emails and tell me what you want to hear. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.